What's up, Bills Mafia? Day 8 of Bills training camp is in the books, and I got all the sights and sounds for you. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is VZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, day 8 of Bills training camp is in the books. And like I said, man, I got the sights and sounds for you. Today, I don't have a lot, though. There wasn't a lot to gather for you, so I got what I could, and then we'll go over some press conferences that Jordan Phillips did and Khalil Shakir. And we'll go from there. But I can tell you the good news today was Jordan Phillips is off the PUP list, so he did return to Bills practice today. So that is a good thing. So let's get to these highlights that I do have. You know, Josh, getting all that love like he should. Yeah. I just love how Bills Mafia shows up every day to practice, man. You know, always. Trey working with the kids. Trey back to being Trey, man. Love seeing that. Listen, man, I love seeing this Trey back. We didn't get to see this Trey last year, right? You know, Trey mentally wasn't there, right? So obviously he wasn't in good spirits. Especially obviously in training camp, he was, recovering. Basically going through his rehab or whatever, trying to get back into game shape, get ready for the season, which obviously you guys know he didn't wind up playing until I believe the Thanksgiving game was his first game back, if I'm not mistaken. But it took a while for him to get back, and he just wasn't mentally there or even physically 100% like where he wanted to be last season, and you could tell it got to him. So it's good to see this Trey back, the happy Trey. And by the way, everything I've heard in camp so far for Trey White has been great, man. He's been playing very good. And that trust me, guys, we need Trey to be Trey. All right, so there you see Jordan Phillips. Oh, Trey White snapping the ball for it. It'll never happen.
It's a big game for me because I'm...
All right, I played this for you guys because this is our OC. This is Ken Dorsey. The ones that y'all, a lot of Bills Mafia have a problem with. I don't. I think this dude did a good job last year. I don't think he did great, but we were number 2 in scoring. Sure, he had his ups and downs last season, but overall, I thought he did a very good job considering everything that went on, which a lot of Bills Mafia tend to forget or don't want to mention. And I think this year he's going to, show Bills Mafia how good he can be with, this team, which is a way better team, in my opinion, than last year as far as depth goes, in the receiver room and on offensive line. And obviously with the addition of Dalton Kincaid, he has more weapons to work with. He has better protection for Josh Allen. And he's going to prove to everyone that he is a very good OC. And y'all will miss him the day he leaves. I promise you, the day he leaves, you guys will say, damn, Ken Dorsey, I take back everything I said about that dude. He was a very good OC. So anyways, let's play this because this is him as a quarterback when he. This is funny, man. DeMar, this girl wigs out, yo. She's so happy DeMar signed the jersey. That's great. Stephon Diggs, man. Always the autographs for the kids, man. Love it, man. Good dude when it comes to that, man. Him and Josh. Dap him up. Dap him up. There you go. All right, man. So that's the only highlights I have, man. That's floating around there for you. So let's get to some of the interviews from today. We'll start with Jordan Phillips.
First day back out there.
It felt good to be back out there with the guys. It was a long off season, just hanging out, in the training room, trying to get healthy. So it was nice it was refreshing.
What was the process like from surgery, January or so, to kind of work your way back?
So I got my surgery on Valentine's Day. So I got out of Valentine's Day, and that was
not the best day, right?
And it was long. I didn't think it was going to be as tough as it was, but I'm happy to be where I'm at right now.
That process of going through everything, you said it was tough, longer than you thought. I mean, what did you learn about yourself during that time? How do you feel like you're coming?
By the way, if we can get if Jordan Phillips can stay healthy through this season, he's a dynamic player, man. He's electric when on the field. He's a great rotational piece. You guys know what he's capable of doing. You know he can get to the quarterback when healthy. And the problem is with Jordan Phillips as of late, he just he can't stay healthy. And that's dating back from Arizona. He just had a tough time staying healthy there. Then he comes to Buffalo, and he just couldn't stay healthy. So hopefully this year he can stay healthy and give us that much needed depth, that we need, and a guy like this is a big piece to this defense, in my opinion, when healthy. So, I love seeing Jordan Phillips back, man.
Back to the field, maybe a new and improved Jordan Phillips in any way?
Yeah, I'd say it's new. I would say this is just from all the rehab.
New, I don't know about approved, but
the shape I've been in. So that's a cool part about it, I guess.
That's good. He's in good shape. All right.
I get just more of the relationships I built with the guys that I was working out with and the training staff and stuff like that.
You see some new faces like Puna.
Yeah.
Obviously here, Leonard. Just kind of your interaction with those guys.
Great pickups, huh? Love it.
So both of them watched them from afar, just meeting them this year. But Flo, he's a 10 sack guy every year, so he's going to bring a lot of dominance to our defense, and it's going to be fun to see how I can work off of him and make.
Let me tell you, man, Leonard Floyd is such an under-the-radar signing that people just they're not talking about. It's like, it drives me insane how these, the national media is just picking the Jets and the Dolphins because they, you got Rams and then Aaron Rodgers. But, they're totally missing what the Bills did this offseason and in the draft. And Leonard Floyd was an excellent pickup. I cannot believe how they're just overlooking this guy and this pickup for the Buffalo Bills. Not to mention when Von Miller comes back. So you got a guy in Leonard Floyd who's averaged 9 sacks in the last 3 years, right? Consecutive years. And you got Gregory Rousseau, who's coming off an 8-sack season and only his second year, who I'm telling you guys right now is going to have a 10-plus sack season, right? And then you got Von Miller coming back, one of the best to ever do it, who was playing phenomenal last year up until his injury. And they're just overlooking. It drives me insane, man. This defense is going to be so nasty. If they can stay healthy, I'm telling you right now, with the aggressive style that Sean McDermott is bringing, the exotic looks that he's going to bring this year, everybody's going to eat. And including this guy right here that's talking. And then the other guy he's bringing up, which is Puna Ford, is another under-the-radar signing, in my opinion. Guy signed for less money to come to Buffalo. He could have signed anywhere else. He is another electric player. Ask Seattle fans. They'll give you high praise about Puna Ford. So, but yet, like I said, national media, they don't want to bring that up. They don't want to bring up Taylor Rapp. They don't want to bring up any of this stuff, right? It drives me insane, but that's okay. We'll prove it when the season starts and when the season ends. Really,
Puna surprised me. You see him, you see his film, and then when
I told you,
live,
Puna
like, oh,
is
wow,
electric.
At some point you're like, how is everybody going to work into this? But it's going to be a beautiful thing when it does.
Jordan, you were talking about building those relationships in the training room. You've been gone probably quite a bit over the last several months. What has that been like? How have you guys been able to
I'll say last year was, you know, when you first get in the room with somebody, you know, you get on the field with them, and you think you know a lot about somebody, but then once you get and you see how hard he's working, or you see his struggles, and you know he's Superman, you know, so he doesn't want everybody to see it. But when you really see him in there grinding and like you said, figuring out who he is once again, going through his process, it's cool to see,
Yep.
especially when you're a future Hall of Famer and seeing what it really takes to bounce back and compete at the highest level, not just a high level. You know, he's got to. How do I say that without putting any expectations on him? You know, he just does what he does, you know, and
Right.
gets back to what he does.
Watching his process, he's been through it before, rehabbing back from a big injury. Did that change any of your process while you were with him in the training room, getting to see how he kind of rehabs and goes through everything?
It's a
I
good
wouldn't say
question.
it really changed my process. It's just more of everybody has low days, and just keeping each other accountable to, you know, staying there working and pushing each other to get better every day, and just keeping a positive one of us keeping a positive mindset on.
By the way, real quick, I do got to say, he does look like he's slimmed down a little bit. Like, I don't know his weight, but like I could just see it right here that he's definitely slimmed down from last year. There's no doubt about it.
What we're doing, you know.
Jordan, you said looking at, like, say, Puna, you mentioned how everybody would fit in. Do you look at that differently than maybe you did when you first came into the league? Because it can get, especially for young guys coming in, trying to figure out where they fit. Do you just, at some point, just block that out and just focus
I mean, the chips are gonna, you know, lie the way they do, but I feel like this is what they, you know, the Eagles last year, they had, I don't know, how was it, 5-10 sack guys, and everybody on their D line last year was I don't know, I want to say first round guy almost. So I mean, it works. That's what the 49ers do every year. They're loaded. So it's
There you
just the
go.
way the league's moving, and it's a beautiful thing once the guys can be a family and get to work together and just understand how each other play off each other, and it's
I know you haven't been on the field, but you've been in the meeting rooms. What's it been like having Sean now as your defensive play caller?
Ooh, there we go. That's what I want to hear.
Head coach?
It's a different dynamic for sure, because Sean's his attention to detail. Not saying it wasn't like that before. It's on another level, and I would say there's more of a sense of urgency, and
Okay.
that's not a bad thing. When I say it wasn't like that, it's just different. But guys like it, I like it, and he's when he says he puts on his head coaching hat and his DC hat, there's a difference. You know, you can actually see it. And it's not just lip service when he says that, so that's cool to see.
That is very good to hear, by the way. That, you know, because I was kind of nervous, you know, when he first took over that he had the same philosophy like the Frazier defense, even though I know he comes from a totally different kind of defense under Jim Johnson, aggressive style, but it's refreshing to hear a player say, yeah, like he is definitely bringing a different approach to this defense. And he, in as a head coach of DC, the way he is two different ways. So I love that, approach. And I think the players are definitely buying in to Sean McDermott's, way of coaching the defense.
About what he does?
What's the biggest difference between when he wears those hats, like when he's got the DC hat?
I'm not going to get into details, but it's a little bit more colorful when he's in the defensive room.
You mentioned that.
He's probably more intense, basically, is what they're saying. What he's saying.
What makes you say that?
This is only my second surgery, and my last one was in 2013, and it was a lot different then. Just the resources I had, I guess, and everything, it was just like you could almost take advantage of it and not work hard doing it, because you have everybody catering to you and doing what you need to do, or to do what you need to do. So it's just like you got to find yourself and really grind into it without just kind of oozing and just saying, I'll get back when I'm back.
How's your mindset compared this year from last, coming back to the team, kind of trying to find what you had here the first time around?
Mm-hmm.
You found it to some extent, obviously dealt with injuries last year. How is your mindset entering this camp and get back on the field changed?
Just no expectations. Just let it play out. I still have my chip. I still have my edge, but
Well,
I just want to go out there and make it through a season and put up some numbers.
exactly.
Help.
That's all that we want, Jordan. Ooh, good question about Rousseau.
Greg is going to be a top 5 guy in the league. He's put
Thank
on the
you.
weight. He's finding out who he is as a
Thank
person,
you.
as a man, and the older you get, you just see it more, and his confidence is through the roof. Like the stuff he does is, I don't know. He's a grown man. Like you just don't see it. You see, like, I guess Mario Williams was here.
He was a
you can
beast.
See that in Greg.
Yep.
He's very versatile. Go inside and go outside.
I'm glad he brung him up.
He's fast.
By the way, Mario and him, if you guys look at Mario Williams and Rousseau, they were like, bro, the same height, same weight pretty much. Like they have the same like physical traits, man. And y'all know Mario Williams was a beast, bro. And I see a lot of Mario in Greg, in my opinion. But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, Gregory Rousseau, bro, super raw coming into the NFL. That's why the Buffalo Bills drafted him, because they saw the potential in college when his first year ever as an edge rusher for the Hurricanes, he had 15.5 sacks. And they were like, damn, this guy's not even reached any of his potential. Like, he still has a lot of work to do. And if he did that with that little of time, right, what can we do with him? And I think that's why they drafted him. And first year, 4 sacks. Second year, 8 sacks. I'm with Jordan Phillips here, man. I think this dude is going to be one of the better players in the NFL. He's not even close to his prime yet. He's still learning, still raw. And by the way, he's learning from 2 of the best now, because last year was one of the best, which is Von Miller. Now he has Leonard Floyd. So now he has 2 guys to pick this, go in their brain and pick the brain, right? Love it. Absolutely love it. And Rousseau is going to take advantage of that. And like I said, man, he's still growing. He's still getting faster. He's like physically, he's still like becoming this man. And you get to see it. You can see it on the field. And I think the players see it as well. And man, I hope Brandon Beane, when his time's up to re-sign him, gets the job, gets that done and extends Rousseau.
So I think we're going to see an improved Greg Rousseau from last year, and I'm pretty sure he had 8 sacks last year.
That he did.
So, yeah.
What's this last 10 days been like as you've been kind of...
All right, so let's. I want to get to a little of Khalil Shakir. He had also a.
Yeah, I know.
He spoke with the media too, so we'll listen a little bit with Shakir, who's had a very good camp, by the way.
Yeah, it's been solid.
So just real quick, heads up. Right now, competing for that wide receiver 3 spot is Shakir and Sherfield. They're both having very good camps. I got to say, altogether, the wide receiver room is having a very good camp. And I was nervous about this wide receiver group. I got to be honest with you. It was one of my biggest question marks going into the 2023 season. And so far in training camp, they've all looked good. So I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with this wide receiver group going into the 2023 season. Now, obviously, they need to take this into the preseason and into the regular season. But man, if everything, if everything stays true to what they're doing now into the preseason, regular season, we got ourselves a really good wide receiver group.
So far, I wouldn't say that I'm anything spectacular or anything terrible. It's just kind of, day by day, trying to take one thing from what I learned from the day and chop it up and call it a W.
You would think this guy's been in the NFL like 5 years, bro.
A lot of new people.
He's so mature.
Everybody's trying different things, and still same as last year. And I've always said taking advantage of every opportunity I get whenever I am in there.
How is your approach different this year, having the rookie year and all that?
It's a good question.
Maybe handling it and knowing how to go through a training camp is different.
Yeah, I don't think the approach is that much different. I think I've always been, first of all, when I wake up, be thankful that I am able to do what I do, and the preparation is the same, making sure that I when I come out here, I'm prepared in everything I do. I know, whatever we're running for that day, making sure that I'm on top of things and not just in one spot, but, all three of the receiver spots.
And when I tell you guys that this dude's mature, I'm telling you, man, his rookie season, it just seemed like the moment wasn't too big when his number was called. Because remember, I don't think he was supposed to play early on last year. He wasn't probably going to get a lot of opportunities. But when Crowder went down and McKenzie really wasn't playing too well, they turned to Shakir. And I thought Shakir, for me, it just felt like the moment wasn't too big. I felt like the game wasn't too fast for him. They say a lot, like rookies that come in the NFL, the game is a little bit too fast, and it eventually starts to slow down for them. I just didn't see that with him. I felt like, he knew the playbook. He wasn't perfect, but, he knew the playbook. He was confident. Josh trusted him early on. He made some great catches. And, and then obviously, like, just when he speaks, you could tell he's a really, really smart dude. And you could tell he probably caught on to the offense very quickly. And I'm sure that's why Ken Dorsey had faith in him to put him in last year.
Spots as well, so whenever he throws me in there, I'm just ready to make something happen.
How smooth has the process been for Adam learning him and him learning you?
Oh, he's awesome. He's a great coach, great mentor, great person. He's just somebody who, he's not afraid to correct me when I'm wrong, and someone who, when I step out there and I'm not sure what I did, I'm not sure the way I ran my route, if I need it corrected, he's not scared to sit there and tell me how I should have did it, or, as far as, looking at the coverage and certain option routes and things like that, like where to stem off the ball, off the line, and he'll really break down every single detail as far as how the route's supposed to be ran and how I'm going to give myself the best opportunity to get open as well.
The season can be so long, especially as a rookie. Was there a moment in the offseason that you took like a big look back at how it went, or is that not the way you kind of operate?
I mean, it was definitely like a week after season. I was just like, I felt like I should be doing something, and then people are like, it's good to get away for a bit and take some time off, rest your body up. I mean, my wife limited me to just riding the Peloton for a little bit instead of going out there and doing full-on workouts. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that after a couple of days, you kind of just look back and say, okay, what are the things that I need to do better this off season so that when we get back to it, I could take that next step.
Is that self-evaluation? Is this somebody you went to and said, take a look at myself? I don't know, however you might approach it.
I think it's mostly self, as far as just thinking of how the season went from my perspective. But my dad over there watches every single game as well, and talking with him and my brothers, my wife as well. Just my wife is like my mental coach, just making sure that I stay mentally sharp as well, and what I could have done as far as the approach to this upcoming season that may even give me the up and being a little more mentally sharp as well. So it was kind of just a overview of everything, football, my mental game, my preparation within it all too, just trying to dissect every little thing to give myself a step up.
That's a close family group. Who's the most critical of family group?
Probably my dad, for sure. My dad is not afraid to say some words to me, shoot me a text. I know when I'm in the game and something that I should have done better, I'm already knowing I got a text message from him waiting for me. So it's
By the way, too, for a round 5 pick, he's going to wind up being a very, very good pickup, draft selection by Brandon Beane when everything's said and done. I think this is another steal for Brandon Beane, one of these late round draft picks that people will eventually get to know and talk about, years to come. Because this guy, I'm telling you right now, he's going to be a good receiver in the NFL. So he's going to get his opportunity this year to shine a little bit more. And you guys will see a much improved Khalil Shakir, even though I thought last year he played very well when given the opportunity. So I'll play a little bit more of this and we'll wrap it up.
Well, I know you're only going into year 2, but do you feel like you've kind of been thrown into kind of a vet role this season because there's so many new faces in the wide receiver, returning guys are uses and bigs?
I don't know if I would necessarily look at it from like a vet perspective. It's
Yeah,
kind of weird to even say the word vet. It's only year 2, you know. When I think of vet, you know, obviously I think of Gabe and Steph and Josh
Right.
and all those guys who've been on the team for a while. But you know, the rookies and the new guys are definitely they know that whatever questions they have within the offense, run plays, pass plays, that they can come to me and I'll definitely have an answer for them. If not, I'll definitely get it for them. So it's as far as just making sure that I'm being there for them when they do have questions, and making sure that I help them their preparation as well when they step onto the field.
I know you did some returning last year.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, good question.
Your experience level even before the league in returns, punts, kicks, and then how is that adding that element into camp been going to this point?
Yeah, returning. I definitely did a little bit of both, kick return and punt return within college. We had another punt returner for like my first 3 years. That was the guy, and then the last year, I got some punt return and some kick return reps in there as well. So I'm comfortable with it, but I definitely have a lot to learn within the ins and outs of being a returner. You know, there's a lot more to it than I ever even thought before. I used to have conversations with Smiley, you know, so you know, right-footed punter, left-footed punter, which ways, if it doesn't turn over, which way is it going? If it does turn over, which ways, what shoulder is it going over? Just a whole bunch of the little things that can help me when I get out there, make me feel a lot more comfortable stepping on there. And obviously here with the weather as well, the wind definitely plays a factor down there. Up in there when the ball's in the air, it could change the flight of the ball, and just making sure that I keep my feet moving within it all. You know, conversations with Smiley every other day, and definitely catching punts after every single practice to make sure that I'm doing everything the right way.
What about Hardy?
Oh, Hardy. Okay, I was gonna exit out here, but this is Hardy. Okay, let's see what is Hardy.
Great success to date. I mean, how much are you able to learn from him?
Yeah, I think that was one of the first things I actually might have even talked to him about, was just picking his brain on the return game.
Hey,
one of the
Hardy's one of the best to do
like
it, man. He was really good.
I just would kind of ask him, like, where's your head at when you're back there, you know? And he broke it down for me on what he's thinking, and would then ask me. And,
I mean, you don't have like tons of experience, Hardy, but
compare the two and what I can do to be better when I'm out
the
there.
time he had his opportunities, he was really dynamic. All right, we'll stop this now, guys. So, yeah, man, look, I was comfortable with him returning punts last year. I had no problem. So if it's him again this year as punt returner, I'm good with that. I have no problem with that. I honestly would like Hardy. I just think he's so dynamic and so fast. He's the kind of player who could take it to the house. I don't know if Shakir could. I'm not saying he can't. But Shakir is super reliable. I trust him back there that he's not going to muff a punt. He was fine last year. But you know, a guy that could be dynamic and return it would probably be Hardy, but we'll see what happens with the coach, you know, who they pick, who Smiley picks. I have no idea. But it's going to be interesting. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sorry I didn't have too much content for you today. There just wasn't a lot floating out there. Tomorrow, I believe, let me see here. I believe I won't have anything tomorrow because it is closed to a closed practice, meaning nobody can go. Let me just double check that, guys. I don't want to. Yeah, so it's closed to the public. So tomorrow is day 9, okay, and that's closed. So I won't have any highlights. So Wednesday, I'll have highlights, and Thursday, and then you guys know preseason is Saturday, man. I cannot wait for our first preseason game in Buffalo. It's going to be great to see these young guys competing, you know, and fighting for positions. So definitely watch all the preseason games this year, guys. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.